Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, this is YASMEEN. I'm really grateful to be here. Hi, everyone, and all the people watching live. I am a writer and researcher in a biology degree, and my previous history with professional studies have included cognitive neuroscience and psychology, but all of the things that I've learned have been through my personal research, having gone through multiple sicknesses and had to heal myself. So my personal expertise is with natural remedies and learning through lots of experiences that I had, detoxing, fasting, trying different remedies through nutrition and herbalism. But the reason that this has been important for me is that the awakening procedure changed the professional path that I was on, as I've always had an interest in the life sciences. The understanding that there are patterns and symbols in everything that happens around us has basically changed the path that I was on. And of personal experience for me has been going through really tumultuous and abusive experiences in which I learned the mechanisms of psychopathy, abuse, and gaslighting, and I found those expressed all around me, not only in shadows expressed within myself, but in things that happen around us. And the studies of this type of thing have shown me the type of behavior that occurs around us, including the predictive programming and how it is that we are affected on a mass level. So the studies of these things, liberating ourselves on a food or medicine product level, as well as understanding mind control and frequency warfare, can actually liberate us from these signals around us that script our reality. I'm really grateful to be there. I would like to talk really quickly about the fact that in my journey, I did discover that less is more, actually, and that allowed me to kind of break away from the system as it was. I began to make my own shampoos, products, basically just moving towards chemical-free everything and finding that I didn't need anything else in the store anymore. And that was one of the aspects that got me to disentangle from the whole thing, because we realized that we actually need a lot less than we have been led to believe, because that's part of the conditioning, part of the mind control. We have all this stuff shown to us that you need this and all your flaws are emphasized so that you can go in and buy the solution. So on multiple levels, we find out that we can actually provide for ourselves if we learn the natural ways, so that you can actually, produce these foods yourself, like growing them from scraps at home, or you can actually heal yourself with herbals and supplements you start to learn about this, as well as moving away from chemicals in general, because we need far less than we've actually been led to believe. But all of this has to do with the fact that it's not just something new. This is mind control aspects that have, unfolded predictably over time. And one of the things that I want to chime in with right now is that they have very predictable ways that they play out. So our main strength in this is the ability to see this pattern and essentially intercept it. Because once you understand what this stuff is, you have infinite creative potential to just evade it, to dismantle it, to move forward. So the empowerment actually comes from within our own bodies and our own frequencies. So if we're able to actually control what goes into ourselves and like Amanda was saying earlier, expanding our heart centers, basically working on our own frequencies by moving away from toxicity, controlling what it is that we do with our own self. It starts with the self. And the last thing that I want to say is that everything that we have learned about science and truth and health has been inverted. So if we're going to use inverted truths to try to help ourselves, we're not going to be doing anything at all. And the number of cases that actually come through medical malpractice, people dying because of the drugs that are being given, is astronomical. So once we actually start learning that these things themselves don't even add up, don't even work that way, then you can start to question and realize you don't need their cure. You don't need their purported cure, because you can actually do it for yourself. But it's not just that. I think we're all here gathered today talking about this because of the fact that it would strip away people's rights. Like, you want to go get your vaccine, brilliant. Other people that don't want to should also have the right to not get it. And that's where it comes in, like Shai was saying, we don't want to go hide under some rocks because the vast majority of people are conditioned and traumatized into believing this is the reality of the world. So at the end of the day, it takes your voice and your own frequency standing up and saying, well, I have the right to do otherwise. And that empowerment is in your hands. And I'm really grateful that we can do that. If the agenda is transhumanism and AI and this, that, and the other, the antidote is humanity. It's us. It's our hearts. It's us showing up as ourselves, which is why you can see all this mind control for social distancing, moving us away from each other. So if those are the agendas and we are the solution, then it very much is us coming together, thinking of solutions and actually mobilizing. So I do agree with Shai in the sense that these are spells that we are under, beliefs of authority and whatever else, that only we have the power to change, have the power to refute, refuse, take down, we do not consent. The more that we use our voices and actually state this out into the open, the more that we can create that reality. So one of the things I want to say is that we are powerful manifestors, and that's why our energy has been harvested and channeled into creating these realities. So we can actually script ourselves exactly where we want to be by putting ourselves together. We are the antidote to whatever virus. We're talking about parasitic systems that invaded humanity. So for us to be the way showers now and to run our own reality and script it towards the solutions that we would like to see is not for us to hide from this or try to believe that it has some kind of authority. It doesn't. It is us to stand in our sovereignty and say, no, enough is enough. You will not take any more of who we actually are. You will not make us afraid of each other and take what we already actually own. We are the change. And this concept about the virus or health or disease is just the smokescreen. There's something in this for everyone with regards to this. It's like probably an amazing opportunity for exposition of all of the dark tactics all at once. Like you said, Mark, they're throwing everything into the basket now. So any angle of those, you can actually follow it down and you'll find something. But the main point with it is the empowerment. The fact that you can heal yourself, the fact that you can grow your own food, look into what you're eating, whether it's processed or not, detoxify, that you can make your own medicines, that you don't need any of the things that have been pushed onto us. And that empowerment and joining with other people is going to be our rising and the ability to stand up and break these spells, because that's all that it is. That's the main point I'm trying to bring here. Thank you.